We have some player props in this Saints-Buccaneers game. Andy Dalton is the quarterback in 2022 of the New Orleans Saints. Imagine hitting rewind on life and going back to, say, 2015, 2014, and telling past you, hey, you're going to be betting on Andy Dalton in 2022 as the starter of the New Orleans Saints. I don't think I would have believed you at all, but here we are. Andy Dalton over-under is set at 219.5 pass yards, and we're going the under on that because Andy Dalton is just not a good quarterback. He's only gone over 220 yards. He's thrown for 220 yards or more 4 times this season out of his 9 starts, and it's not becoming 5 of 10 with this game tonight. I know we talked about in the game preview about how the secondary of the Bucs are a little bit banged up, but they've been banged up for a good part of this season, and they still are a top half defense. They still are good offensively. And get this, ready for this? Andy Dalton has gone over 220 pass yards 4 times this season. Each one of those 4 games, it was against a bottom half defense when they defend the pass. Bottom half defense per drop back. That's the Rams, the Vikings, the Raiders, and the... who was the other game? It was another terrible team. But each one of them is against a team that can't defend the pass efficiently. And this is a Buccaneers team that is 7th in EPA per dropback. So I'm going Andy Dalton under 219.5 pass yards. I have full faith that, Andy Dalton will not be able to go over that. And then we're going to continue piling on Andy Dalton. Continue no faith in this man. And I know it was a great weekend for TCU, his alma mater. Fantastic stuff. Let's give claps to the TCU Horned Frogs for making into the college football playoff, right? That magic isn't coming over into New Orleans and helping out Andy Dalton here tonight. I'm going under 1.5 touchdowns thrown. Andy Dalton has only thrown more than 1 touchdown 4 times this season. 3 times this season in 9 games. He threw 4, 3, and 2, and that was it. All the rest of the games are 0 or 1. You're telling me over/under set at 1.5? If it was a half, I'm all over the over. But at 1.5, I'm hammering the under. I have no faith at Andy Dalton. I don't think he throws for a lot of yards. I don't think he throws for touchdowns. I think this game is won and lost on the shoulders of Alvin Kamara. And that's why we're on the over 48.5 rush yards for Alvin Kamara. I think if the Saints want to win this game, if they want to keep this game close, it's going to come down to how will Alvin Kamara run the football. And it does kind of get you into this like very questionable spot, especially that I'm hammering Andy Dalton under so much. If they start like running screen passes and Alvin Kamara is making them pay for that, all of a sudden Andy Dalton's stats get a little bit batted and then he's getting a little bit closer to 220. But I think Alvin Kamara running the football will be the key to this game. Alvin Kamara has gone over 48.5 rush yards 5 of 10 games this season, so he's hitting about 50% of the time. And not only that, the Buccaneers, while they are really good defending the pass, 7th in in EPA per dropback, they're 22nd in the NFL in EPA per rush. So they don't defend the run very well. And with Vita Vea, questionable, and if he does play, he might be a little bit banged up. You might have some opportunities to get going on the ground. Look, he averages 4 yards per carry. He averages 13.4 attempts per game. If we take those averages, he's averaging 53.6 yards per game. There's a couple outliers there, a couple really bad games, a couple really good games. So at about the average, he's going at about 48.5 rush yards per game. I think it's minus 108, minus 110, something like that. And I'm hammering the over for Alvin Kamara because I have full faith the Saints can keep this one close. But it all hinges on Alvin Kamara. So I gotta back up I gotta put the money where my mouth is and go on Alvin Kamara over 48.5 rush yards.